Hello everyone, I welcome you all on this YouTube channel, the UPSC TV by RS, and here I am going to present the Hindu newspaper for your public administration optional for UPSC civil services examination, state PSC examination and other examination where public administration current affairs are relevant. So here let's begin with the Hindu of 6th of July 2020, and today is the day called Monday. So let me start with the important news articles of the Hindu. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for your public administration and general studies preparation. And apart from that, you can also watch the second ARC summary that is present on my YouTube channel. If you search citizen centric administration, e-governance, or for that matter ethics in governance, fourth report of second ARC, all these summaries are available on my channel. Kindly do watch those videos if you are planning to get good marks in your preparation in your examination with respect to mains preparation. Okay, so lockdown is there, so you can utilize this time and you can learn the things from there. And apart from that, you can subscribe to the Telegram channel as well for the updates with respect to public administration optional. Okay, so let's begin with the Hindu, and kindly note that we are covering the Hindu newspaper for public administration point of view and not from the general studies perspective. Okay, so if you are thinking that I am going to cover the GS the Hindu, so the answer is no, because I am covering public administration. Okay, so let's get started without wasting a bit of time. So here, if you scroll down in this particular newspaper, you will get that there are many news article, but for your public administration, if you keep scrolling, you will find that for your public administration, the first article that you can refer over here is 8 killed 4 hurt as fire engulf candle factory in Ghaziabad. Okay, so here this article is relevant for your public administration. Let me tell you how it is relevant for your public administration optional. So let me bring the tools and other things over here so that I can just start this thing. Okay, so here what you have to understand, sir and ma'am, that this article is with respect to, you can say, fire in candle factory. Okay, so no matter where the fire is happening, but if fire is unfortunate incident of fire took place, then you have to link this thing with your paper 2, and in paper 2 there is the 14th unit in the paper 2 which talks about significant issues in Indian administration, issues in administration, and in those issues in administration you will get the issues like human rights, you will get the issues like corruption, you will also get the issue called disaster management. Okay, so disaster management is given over there, and disaster management is not only relevant for your public administration paper 2, but also it will help you in your GS mains paper 3 for your UPSC preparation. Okay, so it is a kind of you can say two-way advantage that you will get if you prepare this topic called disaster management. And the sources to prepare for this particular topic, first thing is the second ARC report on disaster management, and second thing is the NDMA guidelines that are there. Okay, if you just if you just search for this NDMA guidelines, you will get these guidelines with respect to different you can say issues of disaster. Okay, be it flood, be it you can say anything like that. Okay, so here our topic is fire, so let's start this thing in a fired manner. Okay, so first of all, you have to be thorough with certain facts with respect to fire. So if I have to give you certain facts with respect to fire, you will get to know that first of all, there was the NCRB report, National Crime Record Bureau data of 2015, which basically says that 17,700 people died because of different incidents of fire, and it means 48% per day, which is a huge number, okay, 17,748, and in that also 62% were women. As you know that fire is something that will took place, you can say, inside the home or something like that, in a place or something like that. That's why women are more vulnerable, okay. It is not a open phenomena, so that's why you can just relate this thing over here. The second thing that you can quote is the MHA studies. MHA data reveals that it says that when it comes to fire station, you can use this as well. When it comes to fire stations, need of the fire station as per MHA study is around 8,599. So you can just remember 8.5 K, okay. But when it comes to the real you can say fire stations in place in ground, you can say, then it is around 2087 only, okay. So 8,000, 2,000. So you can see the gap between demand and supply, okay. So this is the problem, okay. Just like police administration, we have discussed yesterday only, that in police administration also they do not have the proper infrastructure facilities. For example, we have seen the kind of, you can say, vehicles that they have 10.13 vehicles for every 100 police official, and all these things led to problems, okay. And other things are also there, forensic and other things, okay. I'm not going into that. Just try to understand that problem is everywhere and you have to find the solution of these problems, okay. The after fact sort of thing, you can understand the basic problems or loopholes in our, you can say, fire safety system, okay. What are the loopholes insofar as the fire safety system is concerned? So if you try to analyze the loopholes in our fire safety system, what you will come across is the fact that there is a kind of violation of norms are there, okay. If norms are there, people are not basically, they are not you can say complying with those norms, okay. There is a kind of lack of compliance with respect to the norms, okay. So here you can understand the behavioral nudge is missing, okay. Behavioral issue is there, people are not complying. You can also link it with the, you can say, corruption or something like that, okay. People are not interested in following the order, so the kind of things are there. The second thing you can talk about is the lack of standardization. So tailor is missing from the scene. Standardization is not there, proper standards are not there, okay. First of all, violation, if let's say if standards are there, people are violating them, and in many cases there are no standards, okay. So that's why problems are there. So lack of standardization is there, so you can link tailor here. And apart from that, you can also talk about lack of regulation. Regulation is important, but regulatory mechanism is not that strict, which led to poor implementation. So implementation is not there, regulation is not there, and regulation means control is not there. Control is the part of your administrative behavior, and control is something that you can link with different thinkers, as this is the common topic of your public administration, okay. So in this way you can talk about poor implementation. So poor implementation means poor effectiveness, okay. Poor effectiveness, poor efficiency means Wilson, okay. So all these nitty-gritties you can talk like this. And regulation itself is the part of your paper 1 organization, okay. So Damodaran committee says this thing, that there should be the proper regulation, there should be the, you can say, when it comes to different, you can say, regulatory bodies, regulatory impact assessment should be there, proper financial and fiscal. Here we are saying that even regulation is not there, lack of regulation. Damodaran committee will say that regulation means absence of regulation is there. So there are many sectors there where you will not get kind of, you can say, regulation. So this is one example where even regulation is not there. How to make regulation more you can say strict or something like that is the different game altogether. Here we are discussing and we are dealing with the condition where regulations are not there, not in place regularly. Okay, so regulation is not regular. Okay, and apart from that, you can talk about certain, you can say, practical things like high rise buildings are high rise, and they do not have proper proper, you can say, fire protection setup and system. Okay, so this is the thing. And apart from that, people are not aware. So why people are not aware? So we have to bring communication. How we can bring awareness, communication, by creating the kind of, you can say, communication is something where you can link different things like communication. If you look at communication, there are many thinkers that you can relate. Okay, communication is the part of your paper 1 public administration, administrative behavior. Okay, so if you look at the thinkers, Pfiffner says that communication is something that you can say like it is like you can say this you can say arteries, veins, something like that. Okay, similarly you will get other thinkers. Okay, communication is something bloodstream of organization or core of the management. Okay, so many thinkers will say different thing. Even if you look at Bernard says this thing that without communication there cannot be any authority, and Bernard gives 7 principles of communication as well. What are those 7 principles? Those 7 principles, like you can say, communication should be short, there should be the clarity, direct communication should be preferred, and channel, and all those nitty-gritty 7 principles are there. You can read these things. Okay, I hope you are getting. Apart from that, Simon says that Bernard says that without communication there can be no authority, but Simon will say without communication there cannot be organization itself. Okay, because if communication is not there, organizational objective will not be there. Okay, how can you because for every organization there are certain organizational objective, and if there are organizational objective, you have to tell the people that listen, this is our organizational objective. So communication is not there, so this is something that you can talk about. I hope you are getting. And apart from that, you can talk about faulty wiring and other infrastructural issues. Okay, so this is all about the loopholes. I hope you are getting this thing. And apart from that, let's move on to the next thing, which is the measures needed. What are the solutions? What are the solutions? So first of all, what we can do, we can modernize the fire safety equipment, provide the financial support, provide the assistance, and provide the firefighting equipment to the, you can say, fire safety bodies, whatever are there. So proper infrastructure should be in place. So provide them financial support and all these nitty-gritties. So finance is important, so provide them support and all those nitty-gritties. Okay, and apart from that, you will get to know that citizen participation is required. Periodic renewal of NOC, this is one important point. Periodic renewal of NOC. So let me link this thing as well. So what happen is that don't give NOC single time. There should be the kind of periodic renewal of NOC, that is non-objectional certificate. If you look at this thing, if you look at Peter Drucker, let me link this thing as well. Peter Drucker, if you look at this Peter Drucker, yesterday only we have covered that Peter Drucker was against, in conclusion itself I told you that Peter Drucker was saying that there is no need to blindly follow the downsizing and other aspects like privatization, disinvestment or something like that, because otherwise it will lead to amputation without diagnosis. Okay, so he used to say that first of all confirm this thing, that whether things are, you can say, whether things are, you can say, properly in place or not. Okay, so here he was talking about, he was also talking about this thing, that there should be the periodic renewal or periodic arrangement or periodic inspection. Okay, for example, let's say Air India is working fine, or let's say Indian Oil Corporation or any PSU is working fine today, but in future also, after 1 year, 1 month or something like that, you have to re-inspect. Okay, if they are not performing, then you can go for the kind of reforms, whether certain reforms, patch building, or you can say the complete radical change. Okay, so these are the ideas of Peter Drucker. So in this way you can talk about the things that when you are dealing with the things, try to you periodically revise them. So in this way you can write periodic NOC, periodic non-objection certificate. In bracket you can talk about Drucker. So in this way you can talk about, or you can explain that for example Drucker was of the view like this. Okay, I hope you are getting. Similarly, as I have already told you that told you other aspect, one more aspect that you can write is the mandatory compliance. Okay, so compliance should be there. Compliance basically means why compliance is important, how you can bring compliance in the system. You can bring compliance in the system by making the use of authority. Why authority? If you look at Bernard's definition of authority, Bernard says this thing, that authority is something that aims to create conformity with the organizational objective. What is the use of authority? To bring conformity with the objective. What are the objective? To provide safety. So authority should be used in letter and spirit, you can say like this. Okay, apart from that, there are many ways to use the authority. From the perspective of Bernard, you can talk about zone of indifference, which basically means that there should be the contribution, satisfaction, equilibrium and all. And from perspective of Simon, you can say authority is equal to zone of acceptance. Okay, I hope you are getting all these things. So zone of acceptance means there should be the sanctions and all. Okay, so in this way you can link like this, that yes, authority is important. Okay, so authority without responsibility, responsibility without authority. So here we are talking about authority aspect, and responsibility aspect you can also talk about, that when it comes to responsibility, they have the responsibility with respect to, you can say properly, you can say proper implementation of the things. Okay, so in this way you can talk about different dimensions, and all the dimensions are related to one another. Okay, and apart from that, you can also talk about, you can say, breaking of bureaucracy and business nexus. So there is a kind of nexus between them. So corruption is the issue. So corruption is itself a kind of topics that you can link with different thinkers. Okay, so if you have subscribed to the my telegram group, okay, in that some days back I have shared that keywords of corruption, like bad apple theory is there, or Waldo's new romanticism is there, or for that matter Rick's ideas of formalism and formalism overlapping heterogeneity. Prismatic society is one of the cause of corruption, where formalism is there, constitutional formalism is there. So kindly try to link with that in this particular, you can say, point itself. Okay, I hope you are getting. So use these things, and then implementation is something that you can, I have told you earlier as well, implementation is something that can be linked to your topic of Wilson. Wilson was of the view that it is easier to write the constitution than to implement the one. Okay, so implementation is very important in order to bring economy, efficiency, effectiveness. Implementation, proper implementation should be there. And also you can link all these topics with your one topic, which is known as public policy. Okay, so public policy is something which you can link in every aspect wherever we are dealing with anything. Okay, I hope you are getting all these things with respect to this thing. Okay, and apart from that, way forward, insofar as the way forward is concerned, you can talk about let's say in GS3 you are writing. So if you are writing in GS3, you can talk about the increasing urbanization, that urbanization is increasing, and by 2050 70% of the Indian population will be in urban area. So it is necessary to focus on this fire safety and all those things. And if you are writing for your public administration optional, you can bring certain kind of thinkers again, that what we have to do is to, you can say, properly implement the things, and all these things you can talk about, and best practices you can use in your you can say way forward. Okay, so this is all about this issue, and similarly you can link the other news articles that are important for your public administration when it comes to disaster management. So disaster management के कोई भी article आ जाए, you have to keep an eye over those issues again and again. Okay, and apart from that, if you look at some other articles that might be there in the Hindu of 6th July. So here one case study you can use: donate smartphone laptops to help poor students. This is the initiative by Pune Jila Parishad. Jila Parishad is something that is the part of paper 2, and in paper 2 you will get this Panchayati Raj institution, and in Panchayati Raj institution you will get this pyramid. Okay, I hope you are getting all the things. Okay, so Jila Parishad is the part of Panchayati Raj institution, so you should be thorough with that particular thing. So this is there, and apart from that, re-enfranchise the forgotten voter. So here we are talking about this. Some days back we have covered this law of situation in which this 65 age voting age of you can say 80 was reduced to 65 when it comes to postal ballot. We have covered this thing some days back when we have started this the Hindu analysis for public administration. Writer is doing nothing but basically you can say extrapolating or replicating or basically exaggerating this thing to the next level, where they are saying one nation, one ration card. Similarly, just like one nation, one ration card, there should be one nation, one voter card, so that these migrant worker can vote from any place. Okay, so in this way you can use this as the reform of your union government and administration or state government and administration, because voting is the part of your administration or governance or whatever you can say. So try to link this thing with that particular news article. One news article was also there, I am unable to got that particular article, so let me search. Vaccine trial students in limbo. Okay, this is not there. Artisan Saint Stephen citizenship. Okay, so this is the article: citizenship fear led to violence, says charge sheet. Now this article is not important, even this news is not important that what is going on. Actually this is the news with respect to you can say charge sheet insofar as the Delhi riots are concerned. All these things are not important, but Citizenship Amendment Act is important. The basic thing that is important is the you can say protest and all. Okay, because we have not covered this thing. Basically we have started this initiative in the month of you can say June, July itself, so we have not covered citizenship in this series, and I got the request from the learners on my telegram telegram ID, telegram group, or messages in the YouTube comment section that kindly cover the previous articles that you have not covered. So as a part of my responsibility, let me bring the things with respect to Citizenship Amendment Act, because the entire month of Jan, Feb, December, all these things were in the news, protests were on the news. So that's why protest is something be it anti-CAA or pro-CAA, we don't care. What we care is the public administration paper 2, and in paper 2 you will get one topic called public order, or for that matter what you can say law and order administration. Okay, this is the unit in paper 2. So law and order is something where protest will automatically you can say it will fall under this category. I hope you are getting. So this is the topic where you can link this entire news article, entire issue. We are not covering the news. Okay, don't go and read that particular news. Okay, that CHRC and all those things. Okay, what you have to cover is this topic called protest. Protest is important. Why in news? Protest is in news because of different reasons, one after the another. What we have to cover is the provisions of protest. First of all, I will divide the provisions into 3 categories. Okay, so let me bring the categorization. Okay, so first of all, constitutional provision. Okay, if you look at the constitutional provision, then we will cover CRPC provision, then we will cover IPC provision. Okay, so when it comes to the constitutional provision with respect to the protest, there are 2 stakeholders. there are how many stakeholders? Two stakeholders. One is protester and another is police. So what are the constitutional, you can say constitutional values, or you can say constitutional idea which provides for these protest and all? Article 19(1) clause A, 19(1) subclause A, or 19(2) subclause B. So they talk about freedom of speech and expression and freedom of assembling peacefully and without arms. So this is the right of protest insofar as the constitutional perspective is concerned. When it comes to police have the rights under 19 clause 2, 19 clause 2, etc. Okay, so I hope you are getting. So there are certain reasonable restrictions. So you can say that they have the right to freedom, and they have the right to, you can say, make the security, or you can say to basically there are certain reasonable restriction to this freedom. Okay, so I hope you are getting. So this is all about the constitutional perspective of this protest. Now let's cover CRPC's perspective of this protest. So there are certain section of CRPC, certain provisions of CRPC that are relevant over here. The first provision you can talk about, yesterday also we have covered this thing. If you are following me regularly, please follow me regularly, otherwise you will miss many important things. We have covered this section 129 to 130, 129 to 132. Okay, we have also covered other provisions insofar as the power of district magistrate is concerned in district administration. We have covered 133 to 143 and 144 as well. But here if you look at all these provisions, they are basically talking about what? Here you will get dispersal of assembly by use of civil force. Okay, so you can understand that here the power is there for the district administration to use the civil force, and they can disperse assembly if it is a kind of threat to the public peace and harmony, and if they are creating the nuisance over there. Okay, so this is there. And apart from that, if you look at the section in this only, if you look at the section 130, it says that there should be the use as little force, as little injury should be there. So 129 says that you can use force, 130 says that use little force, but still you can talk about this thing. And apart from that, when it comes to so these are the provisions. Similarly, you can talk about section 144 and all. So these are the things. This dimension 130 you can talk from the perspective of protesters, and other dimension you can talk from the perspective of police. They can use the force, but this 130 says that use little force. Okay, force should not be the first solution. So here you can use this thing. But if you look at the police administration, this is one of the problem of police administration. We have covered na role clarity, goal clarity. So you can link this thing as well, that their first action is equal to force. Okay, this is also a problem, because they are consider themselves as force, not as police service. Indian Police Service Examination, IPS are there, not IPF. Okay, I hope you are getting. So this is the kind of keywords and jargons that you can use. Okay, that our police consider themselves as force, but they are police services. Okay, so this force versus service, one is, you can say, servant approach, and another is master's approach. So police is following the master approach, they are not following the servant's approach. So this is the problem. Okay, I am not saying that protest is right or wrong, but ultimately I am covering the things. Okay, I hope you are getting. तो कोई जज्बाती नहीं होगा, ये इशू सेंसिटिव है, तो कोई ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब यहाँ पे कमेंट सेक्शन में कोई बोलने लगे. Okay, and apart from that, IPC. So when it comes to IPC, in IPC also you will get the provisions. So section 141 to 158, these section deals with unlawful activities. Section 141 to 158, they deals with unlawful activities, and they talks about responsibility, liability and punishment with respect to the unlawful activities. For example, unlawful activities, recently there are, you can say, things in the news. Okay, so it also, here you will also get that section 144 also defined unlawful activities. Okay, unlawful activities is defined under this thing. And apart from that, the most important thing that you need to remember is the section 146 in this category only under unlawful activity, section 146. Okay, section 146 is something which is talking about this thing. If there are, let's say, 10 person, 1 2 3, this is very relevant and you must be knowing about this thing. Let's say there are 5 people in the protest. Okay, no matter that whether he is protesting, you can say, let's say he is not protesting by you can say throwing bomb. Okay, he is having the bomb or something like that, grenade, AK-47, whatever. Okay, let me give you the simple example. Okay, and he is a kind of children, he is present in this particular, you can say, mob or in particular assembly, in this unlawful assembly. Okay, so he is using the bomb and something like that, and he is so innocent, he is very kind personality, and he is just, you can say, just protesting in a very peaceful manner. But when it comes to the action, he will also suffer the same punishment, he will also face the same punishment just like this dangerous one. Okay, so this is given in section 146. Every member guilty if one member uses force or violence. If there are 10 members, all are doing the protest in a very, you can say, let's say, in a peaceful manner, and if one person perform the violence or, you can say, use forces, all of them will be guilty of this thing. And this is the problem with the protest in our country. Okay, let's say let's say there is a group and it is protesting peacefully. What will happen, that some people will go, and some people from the opposite party, let's say, okay, this party is protesting peacefully, from opposite party, okay, be it any party, here party can be the political party can be the, you can say, religion party, whatever. Okay, all these nitty-gritties, these are, you can say, unfortunate things, but still practical if you look at the practical things. So let's say one party is there, so what will happen, that the person will go there, person will use force and violence, and he will, you can say, move out of this particular, you can say, group, unlawful assembly, and what will happen, the other group will suffer. Okay, so I hope you are getting, this is section 146. So in Hindi there is a muhavara called गेहूं के साथ घुन भी पिसता है. So same goes with this section 146 of IPC. I hope all these provisions with respect to protests are relevant for your examination. Obviously they are relevant, but I hope this series is helpful for you. And if this series is helpful to you, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to make the notes out of it. And in the upcoming days I will come up with yet another surprise with respect to your public administration optional current affairs. Okay, so you can guess and you can write in the comment section what I am going to bring. But still, till then, bye bye, take care, stay safe, and have a nice day.